Friday night sees the running of the inaugural Greyhound Racing Victoria VicBred Pink Diamond Series, and the most represented breeder and owner and one of the biggest breeders and owners in Australia joins me now, Ray Borda. Thanks for joining me.
Yes, my pleasure.
Mate, the Pink Diamond Series obviously offers plenty of good prize money to the owners and trainers, but different for this series to other series is the breeders' incentive as well, both financial incentive and also putting those names up in lights. How important do you think it is to recognise the breeders for greyhound racing?
Look, I think it is really important. There's a lot of smaller breeders out there that don't get the opportunity to sort of get this sort of reward, and I think it's a great idea. The initiative is to be congratulated. It's evenly spread. I don't think anybody can complain about it. It's a credit to the organisers.
It's certainly created plenty of interest, and I know in your business diversity, it's thinking outside the square at times that has certainly created your interest and your success. I guess that will be the difference in the concept of certainly being able to give greyhound racing a bit more promotion as well.
Well, yeah, look, greyhound racing is well and truly punching well above its body weight. I speak to a lot of people in a lot of different businesses, and in days gone by, they may have looked down and said, "Well, why you got greyhounds, Ray?" Yeah, and now they're all saying, "Can I have a share?" So it really is grabbing attention of the people that were probably the opponents previously.
The newer people in the sport know Ray Borda as the owner of the Aston Greyhounds, but your involvement in greyhound racing goes a hell of a lot earlier than the Aston Greyhounds, back to the Brookside era of your breeding and racing. But you've had other involvements as well. How did you first get involved in greyhound racing?
Well, it was a long time ago, and I was just started my first job, and with my pay packet, I put it the whole lot towards a greyhound, and my mother helped me with the rest, and it's been history since. Like, I don't think I've ever not been in it since.
Sounds like a similar type of mothers. I think mine did that once for me as well. But apart from the greyhounds, you also were involved in a pet food business with the greyhound racing as well, and a transport company as well for greyhound transport.
Yeah, we've got a series of businesses where, from the wild game meat side of it, we're the biggest in the world here in Australia, and part of what we do is pet food and pet treats, and the transport companies, and we've got tanneries, a fashion company. I know. I even laugh myself sometimes when I think about it. But and also laboratories, and a lot of extended businesses. It's been a great ride.
Well, you sit on a few boards around those businesses as well, and obviously been involved heavily in the greyhound racing. Have you got more employees on your books or greyhounds on your books? Which one?
No, the employees are still in front. There's probably over 1,200 of them now, but I gave up counting a long time ago. I just see what we pay them. So when it grows, I know that we must be doing okay.
So 1,200 employees. How many greyhounds?
A little bit less, 900.
900.
We'll catch them.
I hope that doesn't mean you're reducing your employers. That means you're increasing your involvement in greyhound racing. Out of that 900, mate, talking about the Pink Diamond being a focus on breeders, how many or what percentage of those would you breed?
About 95%. The other 5%, I watch out for different bitches that have been racing that I like their breeding, like their style of racing, and when they have pups, I get in contact with the owners, and if they're willing to let go of a bitch or a dog, or I'll buy in just to enhance my own breed.
Well, I guess your two large-scale involvements come from different eras of greyhound racing and different types of greyhound racing. Have you changed what you look for in those bitches and stud dogs in particular, I suppose in the last 5 years more so, but from the Brookside era to the Aston era, have you got a different strategy in terms of breeding that way?
I'm still learning, but yeah, I have. It's a combination now of hopefully less luck and more science to what I do. I look to breed from dogs that are just natural chasers. They've got to have a body that would put up with the vigors of racing, because it is a contact sport. And I look for correctness. I've actually learnt a lot about greyhounds from owning racehorses. when you go to a sale, yearling sale, before they look at the catalogue, they look at the animal to see how correct the animal is. And we don't really do much of that as greyhound owners because we buy them so young. And the next best thing you can do is look at their parents and just see how correct they were and what their temperament was like and, what their characteristics were.
So the temperament of a bitch would sort of, I suppose, play a fair role in you choosing the sire in terms of what temperament, what their bloodlines show in terms of that mental aspect as well.
Yeah, I try to breed to strengths rather than weaknesses. That is, if I've got a fast early bitch, I'll put it to a fast early dog. That way I'm almost guaranteed of getting fast early. A lot of other people would think that, no, I'll go to a strong dog because it'll put that little bit on the end of it. I don't think it works that way. But in character-wise, in size-wise, and conformation, you can pick those aspects. And I definitely, if I had a bitch that was just a little bit timid or a little bit reserved, I'll try to go to a sire that was, full of himself. So I try to fix those bits out, and I think the rest is inside that animal that you've either got it or they haven't got it.
Now, currently standing Aston DB at stud, the owner of Aston DB at stud. He's going heading leaps and bounds, and that natural chase that you spoke about. Do you think that's been one of his keys to his success? Is that natural chase?
Oh, absolutely. I've said to people before that Aston DB would chase a piece of paper 2 kilometres down the road just to grab it. He just will chase anything. Like all dogs are natural chasers, and I mean all breeds of dogs. And some will try harder than others, and they're the ones in greyhounds that I look for. So, yeah, he's just been phenomenal. He had it all. He had the early pace, he had the body to put up racing, he had the pedigree, he had the chase, and it's now reflecting in his progeny.
We spoke earlier on about the focus on greyhound racing and other people wanting to get involved, and obviously a fair bit of that has been the rehoming and the GAP program, which you're a big supporter of in South Australia and the sponsor of the South Australian GAP program. How do you see the perception amongst the business community and also just the general community of greyhound racing, say now compared to what was 5 years ago?
Look, I think it's done a complete turnaround. Not only our prize money and our success on the track is attracting people, and innovations just like the Pink Diamond and the $1 Million races, all those, they're grabbing the attention of the public out there. And I move in racehorse circles, and look, even yesterday I had the top racehorse trainer in the state asking me, could I buy him 2 dogs, or could I go in shares with him, or anything to help him get involved. I've got Port Power, they've got 2 dogs. There's people out there that are really looking at greyhounds, and the attitude's changed completely. And I think part of that is they see greyhounds as pets on the street, and they're amazed by how beautiful temperament and dogs they really are. So the whole image has just changed completely.
And on the track, I guess the big image and the tongue wagging greyhound the last couple of months has been Aston Rupee. He's competing here on Friday night. He meant Aston Fast out of your 10 runners are probably the 2 pin-up greyhounds. Well, I certainly wouldn't mind having any the other 8 in the kennel in the yard at home. But those 2 greyhounds, particularly Rupee, obviously the last couple of weeks has really stood up. Are you looking forward to Friday night, seeing him taking on the season Group 1 campaigners?
Yeah, look, I am. It's going to be the battle of the heavyweights, and I have great admiration for Shimmer Shine. He's just a great dog, and to have Aston Rupee drawn alongside of him, I really would love to see them go head to head. It'll be a great spectacle for everybody, and I really think this concept is amazing as far as the interest it's created, and the beneficiaries will be the industry, because people are talking about it. And I think there's other codes that are talking about maybe copying in other states, copying what we're doing. So the organisers want to be absolutely congratulated.
Yeah, it certainly has been a very positive. In most things in any sport, you always get plenty of negative to new concepts, but I think the negativity has been pretty minimal, which is outstanding. But as I said at the top of the interview, mate, you've got 10 runners you're represented with on Friday night. You've got 3 that you purchased as pups. The rest you've bred yourself, and we certainly wish you all the success both on Friday night and moving forward with the Aston Greyhounds and the Aston era that you're currently in. And obviously, we can't have anyone on course on Friday night, but tune into the Watchdog app or on our Greyhound Racing Victoria's Facebook page, and we'll bring you all the action and see how many Aston winners we can kick home for you.
I'll be glued to my TV screen and probably screaming it at the same time. So good luck on the night, and all the participants. It's a great concept, and I hope everybody embraces it.
No, thanks very much for joining us, Ray.
Thank you.